So this week in the Torah portion of Korach, Rabbi Abuhatzeirah is going to give us an insight into Korach's problem, and the Maggid of Zlotchov, we're going to look at some classic Hasidic moves, real disruptions of the verses. So let's start with the Maggid of Zlotchov. So the verse that says, right, when we're not sure if we're going with Korach, we're going with Moses, there's this whole, lottery thing going on, so to speak. And then there's a verse that says, Vaish asher yivchar Hashem hu hakadosh. And the person that God chooses, he is the Holy One. So the verse, we understand from this, it means that whoever God chooses is holy. But look at the Hasidic reversal of this. We're told by one of the sons of the Maggid of Zlotchov, presumably he receives this from the Maggid, Rabbi Miradvil. He says, what does this verse mean? He says, actually the way you should read this is that the person who chooses God, he is holy. Meaning if you simply put the comma somewhere else, instead of saying the person who God chooses is holy, in Hebrew you say, Vaish asher yivchar Hashem, the person who chooses God, hu kadosh. Right, and that's wild, because it's again like the Hasidic move where we're looking at people and what we do with these verses and how it's relevant to our lives. Now another cute little shtick, there's a verse where we're told, and God says to Moses and Aaron, le'emor, right, to say, this is the sort of essence of the Torah, Chukad Torah, that God spoke, le'emor. And the Maggid asks, why say le'emor twice? What are we trying to say that God commanded twice? And he says what we can understand from this is, when you have, for example, in the Talmud, where you're told, let's say an egg on Shabbos that was hatched on Shabbos, can you eat it or not? Hillel say you can, Shammai say you can't. The way you understand the two lemors of the verse is to say that both this is what God commanded and that is what God commanded, right? So it's a way, in fact, the Maggid is saying, understand from this that that God's decree is both the ruling of Hillel and the ruling of Shammai, meaning they both come from God, which is a cute little Hasidic kvetch. Now let's go to the Rabbi Yaakov. Rabbi Yaakov is worried, like many other commentators, what is this thing that Korach took, right? We said, Vayikach Korach. He took something, we don't know what he took and what his real problem is. And he says, he goes a little bit Kabbalistic on us, and he says, here's the thing. The way we need to read this Kabbalistically, it has a lot to do with reincarnation and the sort of Lurianic view of this, that we have all these sparks of souls that that originate in earlier souls, and it's all about the Cain and Eve, Evel feud. And Hevel is, or Moses, and the Israelites are all the reincarnation of particles of Hevel's soul. Moses is the shorish, he's the root of Hevel's soul, and the rest of the Israelites are kind of like the sparks. And so what happens here? Korach, who comes from the sparks of the evil of Cain, only the evil, looks and sees, wow, Hevel's gotten a tikkun. Hevel's gotten a tikkun, he's become Moses. This means my turn also to have a tikkun, me Cain, and therefore I'm going to take what's mine because I come from the tribe of Yitzhar. I'm pure, I'm the Bechor, I come from Reuven, I should be the one who gets what's rightfully mine. But the mistake he made, and this one Rabbi Yaakov says that it says Vayikach Korach. What did Korach take? Korach didn't realize that all he derives from is the evil particles of Cain and not the good, so it wasn't his time yet to fix himself. Thoughts on the Torah portion of Korach, two very different angles. Shabbat Shalom.